A very good morning to one and all. Today let us see the topic double hashing, which comes under the category of closed hashing. This is one of the techniques or one of the solutions for collision resolution. This is the third technique we have. So initially it is why it is given a name as double hashing, because here while giving the solution for collisions we have to define two hash functions. We need to use a second hash function in defining the regular hash function for solving its collisions. As we have seen with the earlier two techniques, linear probing and quadratic probing, when we are performing the insertion, when we are doing the insertion operation, inserting new tuples into hash tables, sometimes a collision may occur in such a way that for two different keys the same index may be generated. That is the drawback we are finding with the hash table. So while doing this insertion, if any collision occurs for two different keys, if it is generating the same index, in such case for the second key we need to find out a second location to accommodate key 2. For that, the similar way in earlier linear probing and quadratic probing, what we have done is we have done defining this f of I function, f of I. Here, like with the double hashing process, this f of I, how we'll define it as, this is defined in terms of another hash function. The first hash function, if you take it as hash of key, this will be your second hash function, which is represented in terms of I and hash 2 of the key. This is the fi function we'll define in terms of another hash function, and using this fi we are going to define the second hash function for to be used in the situation a collision occurs. Let us take an example. Our first hash function is defined in such a way, h of k or key. It is our, assume that it is modulo arithmetic and key mod and some table size n is defined. This is our first hash function, h1 of key, h1 of key. But for suppose for key 1, this particular hash function, it has given us the index 1. When for key 2, if it is giving the same index 1 with this same function, then what we have to do is that for key 2 we have to go for double hashing. For key 2 we have to go for double hashing, through which we can find the next empty location which is available in our hash table. So for this key 2, what we'll do is that this hash 2, this in the occasion of a collision, in the presence of a collision, this h1 of key is defined as your normal this function key mod n. This is your h of key plus this f of I, which is I multiplied with hash 2 of key. This will be your second hash function, modulus by your table size. This is your regular hash function. You will be calculating the index value. Whatever you get with this, that index value should be added with the result of this second hash function. This is the second hash function we have defined. The result of this second hash function for the same key will get, and that result will add for this index, and this whole thing modulated with respect to our table size. I think here you can observe in the earlier linear probing and quadratic probing, we have seen the process. This index is added with I value, wherein I 1, 2, 3 it changes its values. So we used to get the next location, next immediate location, like that. Wherein in quadratic probing it is that square values we have considered, 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, like that. Using that we could get the next empty location. Here in the case of double hashing, the result of this second hash function, that is added to your index, and this whole result again modulated with respect to your table size, and whatever result we'll get here, final result, this is giving us the index for, or the empty location for storing your key 2. So this is how collisions can be solved using double hashing. For this, one sample example we can take is your h1 of k is defined, k mod table size, then your h2 of k can be defined, this second hash function can be defined. An example, r minus this k mod r, wherein the choosing of this n, which is our table size, usually we have to take a prime number. This table size, usually we have to take a prime number. That is an assumption only. Assumed size of the table only will be taking. Coming to here, this r we have to choose in such a way, this should be smaller than table size and it should be a prime number. So this is one example wherein regular hash function is this, and this is the second hash function. And in the case of collision, your hi of k, it will leads to h1 of k plus h2 of k modulus n. This is the double hashing function to be used to solve the collision. So here it is clearly indicating that hash function 1 and hash function 2 we are using for solving the collision. That's why it is named as double hashing. Okay. Now let's see, after this let's see rehashing. Rehashing technique is different from your double hashing technique. It is not for the purpose of collisions, but it is to solve a different problem. The problem is related to the table size. Usually, like whenever you are defining a hash table, the first thing you have to define is table size, which indicates how many entries you are going to have in that hash table. For suppose if you consider any student registrations for a particular event, for that particular data, if you want to construct your hash table, initially you have assumed like only 5 students may come forward for the registrations. In that case, you will be taking your table size as 5. So using table size 5, you will be defining a hash function and you will be constructing a hash table. But later the situation was that you are getting many more new registrations, like not 5, more than 5 registrations you are getting. In such case, your hash table is not sufficient to hold the information. Then what we have to do is that we have to go for an increased table size, wherein usually we will take double the earlier table size. So our new table size will be 10. But already everything is defined for the same sort of things. Using the same hash function, our new hash table will be rearranged with the same set of values wherein hash table size is increased. That is rehashing. Let us see with an example. Initially table size is 5, so it is so we will get the indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and let us take the hash function key mod 5, and if you consider the values 28, 12, 11, 2, it is 10 and 14. If these are the values you took already, for 28, h of 28, it gives us 28 mod 5, it gives us 3. So it has to be 28 have to be stored here, then 12 will come here, then 11 will come here, 10 will come here, and 14 will come here. Like this, now our table is full. If I get any new entry, like 16, I have no space in my table. So if I go for h of 16, it will be k mod 5, 16 mod 5, it is giving me a location 1, a space 1, but here the table is completely filled. So what I can do is that I have to go for rearranging all this hash table data structure, whatever is already defined, with a new size. Let me take that new table size is 10. So now we'll get our hash table 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is our new hash table. All these things will be shifted to that table. Modulus by 10 now. Now our hash function is changed. K mod 10. For these values, 28 mod 10, it will go to 8. 12 mod 10, it will be here only. 11 mod 10, it will take one index. 10 mod 10, it will go to the index 0. 14 mod 10, it will come to the index 4, and then 16 mod 10, it comes to the index 6. Okay, I think you understood the concept of resizing your hash table, with which you can solve the problem of accommodating new values into your hash table.